thank you very much, Kempo, for a talk that I think was extremely suited to this environment in Cambridge, where the issues he was talking about of depression are very widespread, depression and other mental health issues, and where the interest in engaging with mindfulness and other aspects of Buddhist practice is also growing. So it's very helpful, I think, to all of us to hear a talk which suggests concrete ways in which that can be done. So has anybody got questions for Kempo?
谢谢。弟子万分荣幸，深深感恩大智文殊舍利菩萨的慈悲精彩开示。南无阿弥陀佛，扎西德了。弟子想请教恭请尊贵的大恩上师索达吉堪布上师。弟子感觉，弟子一天天在长大，但是自己的父母亲在一天天老去，在衰老。那么作为一个在家居士，如何去好好的尽孝和修行？念一些什么经文和咒语，才能让现世父母得到幸福安乐，减轻病痛？他们去世的时候，让他们能保佑他们往生的佛国净土这些好的地方。因为弟子感觉对父母的爱，将来就可以转化为对众生的大愛。谢谢感恩大智文殊菩萨开示。南无阿弥陀佛。
네, 그런 것도 다 밤마다 된다 소리 거기 나가서 뽑아서 참아가 되는 말는 뭐 돈지 미래가 많이 똥야만 돈지 다 많이 뭐 보는 거 장나 티니 가요 말에.
Chanting Om Mani Padme Hum is a very good method.
Your Holiness, I don't know the proper way of calling you like he did, so. I was once exposed to some of the teachings from Zen Buddhism called Heart to Heart, which apparently also part of the Tibetan Buddhism, and with the master, with the teacher. And I mean, I've never felt that, and I just wonder how can someone have that kind of experiences with no reservation or doubt? Or taking one step back, actually, does everyone, if we practice, need a master, need a teacher? Because Buddha didn't seem to have a teacher when he was practicing. And the other question I have is, I spent a few days in Dharamshala in India last year, and in Tibet has this image of a pure third pole, but when I was there, and not to be offensive, there were trash pretty much everywhere. I mean, it could be from the tourist, but it didn't seem to just go away, or it didn't seem to have the same kind of image as one had in Tibet. Do you think it's about the doctrine, the Buddhism, that might need some reform or update, or does that have to do with any of the religions? Thank you.
다트와 당보 베나 그 상제 존던데 라마 메빠 말에 라마 요파양 송원래 제가 처음은 그 라마 때니다 샹집고 셈곰르베양 송원래 그 쇼치가 완도 제나 베나 상제 따위 홍보르 논보징이나 그 라마 마텐나양 저래다 옛나야 대 당선강내 급나 된자위 그 강사스가 하장 공부인 바래.
While it's theoretically possible to obtain Buddhahood without relying on a teacher, in our current age, the kind of people who are in fact able to do this are very few, are very rare indeed.
드네 저와니바데나 드네 야거그 삽숑가리 샹숑나양 다리 근데 까니 요차 몽보요레 nga 야거란 좀용레 드네 로숑나양 몽보요레 더 위숑나양 다리 까니 요차 몽보요레 다때 마엠바가 nga인데 인지다 파란스 ndso토니 키론디야 다 사창가리 덕배 야본우 옛날 사장 가리나 대지 가니다나 더가 다니즈 되네 베르나 너쇼거 jar금 던지는 통거 사차이나 양가레나 베 교본도 따땡이 때나 탁지도 출금지라 요지 말해서 암거 지르잖아 가수 상점 출된 상점 출된 전도 견도 저 주방은 운이 있네 더 상점 출된 구지들이다 옛날 그런 거 원도 잠보는 것만 정말람들이 온저면 또 지금 출 권함들이 요반 말해
Campbell has also travelled to India. It's certainly the case that in some areas the public hygiene is not so excellent. However, this isn't, whilst in general the situation in European countries seems to be somewhat better, it's also the case that there are places where there is rubbish lying around and all of that kind of thing. So to say that this is clearly, to say this is solely or exclusively or largely related to religion is probably not a very accurate way of viewing things.
Hi, thank you so much for your talk. Apropos your mention of depression and Buddhism, when I was 17, I went very far into depression. I spent 6 months in a psychiatric ward, self-harm, suicide attempt, the whole 9 yards. And afterwards, I obviously realized that the way in which I was thinking about things and the way in which I had constructed my method of reasoning was quite simply not working for fairly obvious reasons. And so I set out over a period of years to repair that and to improve myself to the point where I was fully functioning, and that is something that I've kept going. And this led me to meditation about a year ago, which has had incredible effect. It has really added a huge benefit to my life. And I was wondering, have you had the experience of depression leading to, as a motivating force towards Buddhism and meditation, or even as an accelerating motivating factor? Thank you.
Was that a question in relation to Campbell's personal experience or what he has observed in people he has had encounters with?
Personal experience, if it's relevant, though I don't imagine so, encounters with others, or even a theoretical interest.
Okay.
네, 당아 데르타비 나빠서 거는 자고 더니 가방 나마 동cer거 나네 연롱 와도 나 더니 지 샘금거 만강 나가양 손어 타나다리 지 뇽바가 다리 만강 나간 좀 용켄 다 디모 가레 베낭이 고시니 더니 흑사르게와 베다리가 작친도 요래 다 고소이 나다가 다 샘금거 나트근 존네 있더니 그런 흑사쌈네 타모 알아서 그랑수 접삼래 다 마야 망보 동래 캬버드 아메리카네 고메만 견던 동 로르가 잠들에 근데 지마다레 다링이 지긴디 흥강도 더니 멈추르 찍던디 다 때마다 나때 폭맘용 왔다바다레 샘금 짱상 송도 근데 그런 중이나 지금 나마가 생긴데 야라 지금 조상에나 막도 되면은 지금 님종다나 대비전다나 즉 타라라 돈던 일하고 출그 옥주 침보 토약 삼제 메크다 옛날 그런 거 지금 샘대 되는 종때 당원의 장에 그다 멍우마가 총을 그런 게 인도세가 요래 다 권디 흥강도 그 권도 없는 세가 요래 다 되던 잡아가 야뭐 잠바래 조용 다 범매들에 범매래 조용나 다대 동처럼 그 나건 나이다 지마 상동 고메다나 되는 가수 추적하는 그 추장에다는 작성을 했다 또 수인 다 나나비 내급난 코리 등을도 운이 전에 그 냐숨 냐송 단이 좀 땡코라니 임종제다 지금 몰라 할 이제 레라보 자원드세 다 된다 냠냠 빼면 보여요 알아 된다 샷고니나 니마 몸보라 샤나 다른 추적직 너서 그런 샤죠 레콘 말했는데 되니나 다가 다 빼면 보여요
Yes, Campbell has certainly witnessed many people, not so many people that 1 hour would not be enough to, describe them all, but many people who have, as a result of suffering depression, through encountering Buddhism, encountered great relief, having healed their symptoms completely, some people, one person that Kempo knows well is quite a famous media personality in China. Now, their benefits were not necessarily in terms of a really heightened desire to achieve liberation through the Dharma, but certainly very positive life transformation. On the other hand, he's also encountered many people who, through having overcome the worst of their depression anyway, have found benefit in terms of their Dharma practice, in terms of, the ability to arouse renunciation. Other aspects of religious practice have certainly gained great benefit and stimulation. He said that there are just so many, he's had so much experience with this.
Kempo, thank you very much for a presentation which I believe covered many topics that were of great interest. But I would like to stop at the last point which was mentioned here, depression. One, by listening to or reading Western reports or medical reports of the rise of depression and mental illness, not only in this country, which you mentioned, but all over the West, the United States and the westernized world, one would believe that it is somehow a flaw of the individual biology or something genetic that is arising in human beings. I think that would be an incorrect conclusion, and that is the passive view that one can discern in the medical and psychological establishments that only treat the individual as an individual. But the rise does not mean that we are changing genetically in any way. I think what is happening is the dissolution of traditional bonds, tribal bonds, if you wish, within the family, friendships, extended families, and so the individual becomes more and more individualized, or as you said, more isolated and inflates the sense of self. I wonder what your view is on that, and whether we are actually facing a social epidemic more than something which is an individual flaw. Thank you.
nabshogda khar shogna yang tangsang tongser ge natte jemsum zar ka hajang mongbo yoko semkhong rig ba ge chilewa chuina te zar ko te jin de mang ge chilewa chuina korang su zar ko re tan nge te na zu de sem ge natte la sem ge man de kar chiare sang chirezena nga chu libu ge natte la inna ji 종합 지역의 그 만바 정거 와네 레다는 심 릉거 심됨 더 밥게베 또 우리는 직된 그 감서 코랑 우도 초초바 옛날에는 딱코 돈나 돈다메 그 사메다는 릉거 랑사 릉거 랑 상고 다 텔라다리 심기나 텔라 심기만 우리나 생각 놓야다는 상동 고야다는 대전도는 지금 잠판 접겨 세마라 로보이 잠판 접기나 당연히 지금 나 전부 좀 말해. 엄마 나 추바즈 근원이 있나? 추좀 컨스 근원이 있나? 나 전부 좀 말해. 지금 싸움로 뭐 통사스다 팀은 말해. 인디 실나 뭐 건지다나 때나 녜때나 소도 다리 셀 슝아 레네네 때나다 세마 때니다나 앞자르교도 소레 마토 zem나 지금 다 겸상다나 진속거 식진가 요요래다나 다티 스자와 듣고는 말에 소다리 머랑랑 수수양 생긴고가 다 쇼는고가 나츠레 야 출그 관두시나 제트로 잔즈 건제다나 다 대랑에 출그 제트로 금중공대 멋쉿
Campbell says that yes, it's clear that there are social and environmental factors that contribute to depression. But if we're going to be talking about a cure for it, he really feels that because it is an affliction of the mind, that the best cure for this is also a cure of the mind or a cure for the mind. And for that reason, he would prescribe the methods that he has described tonight, including meditation, the different contemplative meditations and mindfulness meditations, etc.
Thank you for the presentation. So my question is related to the one of the most fundamental theories of Buddhism, which is the emptiness and no willingness. I guess the Chinese translation is 无欲无求. My question is, so like we are all here at Cambridge. We all have our own motivation. We all have our own drive, and then we all have our own willingness to achieve. Do you think it's actually something that conflicts with the fundamental idea of like the emptiness and no willingness theory of the Buddhism? If you think so, like how should we deal with the conflict?
Campbell says there is no conflict at all.
Garame pi gimsen kare sena pernanga chu nanchu gur tomba yenze kita tani tata ga tani ngachu choa tunda nirwa tela chomba shimargo tela amgir margo tela tani puksum margo tendra zerche ka tondog mare shirtong ga shinong ga chu tamchi ga ranjin htana wawe sona ter tomba nire zenre tatte ngacho namba ba main bagande perna ngukum rikbawa ga yinaya ta ngachundi ngubo rere jindana taga tar dchen chame dabada tani pernande tari chashi shui kirong dan tani ta rdr chame ka warda tansa tani ngukum rikbawa ga yanandar dar tonga dananda ranjin matr pazu dokyore tinna ngachu ngubo damje ranjin matr ba yinnaga chomurgo chega yo mare te snangtsra ra snangtsr ga wand shena ngachu sur gonare retana ngachu surni chijindu yo netsrnda chirezena ta tombare rjimata ver manam tavare te uni gore mato zemane ya chi ta netsrna yananda martoni ranjin chanz chba na ten norare ta yenna ngachu choaga tani zonlen tamchet darjik tamchet katsang da natsra gyore te ngarwa putzamya yo mare dansan chama ti tana de ngum shi ngum koren gyo da pe mo yo.
The reason that I say that there is no conflict between the two is that when we speak of emptiness, we're really talking about the fundamental nature of phenomena. This is not a doctrine that claims we should not have goals in life, that we should not carry out particular tasks, that we should not strive towards things, that we should not be effortful. In actual fact, the fact that as Buddhists we regard the ultimate nature of phenomena to be empty is something that essentially describes the nature of phenomena. It's something that we need to have an understanding of, but at the same time, physicists would also describe the nature of phenomena in a similar way, insofar as they describe the various things that we conventionally designate with names as being comprised by molecules and atoms in a constant state of flux. So I feel that this is actually something that a lot of people have a misunderstanding of. They hear the word emptiness, etc., and think, oh, that means as a Buddhist I can't have goals, I shouldn't strive towards things, but in actual fact this isn't the case.
Okay, it should be 扎西德勒喷身卓巴秀. Okay, so I was born in a Buddhism family, and my mom is a Buddhist. So I say the mantra of the Omara Bhajanada for 1,000 times every day. So I actually earn a lot of help and benefit from it, and I think that's why I can got in Cambridge. So I'm just wondering that as a teenager, how do you balance and arrange your time between saying the mantra and sit in the meditation, and also doing your studies from books in the university? Like, which one is more important? And thank you.
In fact, there are many people who have come to Cambridge who didn't recite the Manjushri mantra.
shirdan ga nga chu murang so so yang tani chu drumna chu drftan ga yang rolu mambo yore tani choa chirna yang choa chirlu mambo yore tende nga chu mo zigin da partana chi chama chigban re ina yang chi murang la pe nga chu bobala tze longwa re na chaligre la kargre ze longwa mandra longba mandra wa mombo na the mo chalig mandra na karg mandra mombo yore te dang rawa jang ga nga chu chudrum na ya pe na sanji ba ga na ya tane ta thaba chembo da na tane ta loji ga thaba da tane mombo yore tane ya thaba dare loji ga thaba na ya chaba chog ya chudrum mandra mombo yore te ne na 다 추대 냠슬레나 초랑 간제 가나 초랑 때나 된다 약보래 삼나 조 된다 치나야 약보 인제를 삼고요 당데 로자 로종다는 되니까 있나 네 때나 조 다를 로종 실고가 로종 신우 저도 되네 다가 양 알아봤던 거다네나 지금 조건을 말했더니 그래제 때 조도 gomjagor gomjagda tanga na de zo lo chongdi lo jong shi ji zo yi tane gom dana de so yar lo di zi ton di tane gomjagje tane kandon do jin de lo yar je da yar yang rabzi yar ton di tane gom kandon do ji na tar tak zo lo jong shi ji na gamro.
Campbell said to start with that, in this world there are many different ways of practicing the Dharma. Just as there are many different lifestyles, in fact. So in order to say that one size fits all, this really isn't how things work, even though, of course, yes, we're all humans, etc. In actual fact, we are all individuals. So really, in terms of what's best for you, I guess, in many ways, depends on really what you like the most out of those things. In general, though, as a young person, you're a young person, you're at school. From Campbell's point of view, probably the most important thing for you at the moment is your studies and your Dharma practice you should do on the side from that. From his point of view, usually meditation practice is something that people can, begin perhaps a little bit older than, at a somewhat slightly more older age. That's not a big deal. But probably where you are at the moment, you should put your studies as your first priority.
就是我想请教上师一个问题，这个问题可能也是比较个人，就是在生活中我们可能每个人都会遇到很多事情，然后遇到很多人，但是有些人可能会给你带来一些危害或者是伤害，然后我想知道就是应该采取怎么样一种心态？因为如果说是无限度的宽容，是不是其实对这个人也没帮助？然后我想知道，如果说是采取自我保护或者就是让这个人有比如说得到一些制裁或者怎么样的办法，是不是会给自己带来一些不好的果报或者是恶报？谢谢。
适当的我做被各样不行呢。 다 그냥 될라더니 되니 잔라양 판바게 침범 종지 랑라양 니바 몸종 파연 침보 요래 옛날에 무슨 그지 다른 거 탐크에다 시럽랍더니 되니 다 바로로라 지금 판밤 종의 타압 종고 건조지래 되나 양무라는 소소양 perna nitser mombo yora perna pama tene pupchu de la pe ke yang bo che sona kurang ga tene ta shika ta na kumshu tin gare ga thana yang chornyok sun ro ju nin khai yore ta te ta ba ga samba zong nguni na paroro la chong chu shi bi che to shang gare chena ya chore de la ni ba ya yo mare.
In general, extending forgiveness and tolerance to others is something that brings great benefit to them, and it also brings great benefit to ourselves. At the same time, However, one needs to really assess the situation with wisdom. So just as the relationship between parents and their children, if parents are too permissive or with their children, then in actual fact it may lead to dangers of their own children maybe becoming a little bit wayward. So with the motivation of the best interests of the other, it's fine for us to adopt appropriate measures. Kempo just said if everyone could do their best to ask their questions in a concise way, and he will answer them in a concise way, and that way more people will have an opportunity.
Yeah, thank you very much for your insightful teaching. So I study sociology, and interestingly, like depression is also regarded as one of the main themes of sociology. And in sociology, like many scholars on many empirical researches have been conducted in terms of depression, and we like usually regard it as social as well as individual, because, for example, the modern father of sociology, Durkheim, in his inside book, he argues that depression or suicide is actually a social phenomenon. So I wonder whether a combination of social and individual recipe is necessary to deal with depression, or not just in terms of individual cure. Yeah.
Shina shitsog bagwang de shinina the mada rang shong kam mada chulik bar madang tariga tani tam mala sobaga the jera mo zu shitsog bir kamna yang she yore tayinina the mug girti yang mug gir ke semdam riyodni the shitsog ka chashi zire ya netsun gare the jimtsna damba inna the ke 마블랑에 탐메바야 스타브 기로레 데나 저런 거 다른 상로 집도 당내나 아주 먹게급 상로 교통 대양 시속을 비차시 시속과 차시들에 시속과 차시를 접하다 시속과 다리가 다 샘거 나티 샘급 주나요 먼저 사요지 말했어
Campbell regards the individual mind or the collective individual minds as clearly a part of society. Sociology, investigating the relationship between the individual and its environment, religion or the environment or whatever, clearly sees the individual as in or formed by and in interaction with all of these things. So your suggestion, therefore, that a method of addressing depression would address things at both these levels, Campbell thinks is quite acceptable.
나랑 근데 뉴진 법전에 따리 대 추적탕 찍다리 신속을 받아만 이거 금제라고 가서 그냥 로종 신인 근데 나 신속을 받아서 인ser 적게래
Campbell said a couple of days ago he attended a class at Oxford University. It was his first class, his only class, and it actually was a medical anthropology class. And so he said, yeah, well, so you could actually perhaps call me a bit of a medical anthropologist.
Meditation can be used to reduce stress and reduce depression. But don't you think that focusing, using meditation just for this purpose is an ignorance of the more profound teachings of the Buddha? Because Buddha said that everything is impermanent and we can create a calm and happy mind, but this can change. We can create a better world, but the world is also impermanent. It is coming to an end. And Buddha also said that world is not something that exists for real. It is us who give a false value to the world. World is of non-self. So shouldn't we also strive to understand the non-self and empty nature of the world in addition to using meditation for mundane purposes? Thank you.
The good gore. The yenayang that tariging atsu the shawa samtsu not the serichitrewa. The yenayang chukang jumnayang zu mungden de gang in na de zu kata the language. 대인이나 더 남식의 내급난 다득 다음에 독게다 타라톱기고 샘증거 돈줍기고 대연에 다양 내급스 샘증거 낫세기고 등을세기고 대 다리 조월에
Campbell does think it's important to strive towards the higher or more ultimate aims of the Buddhist teachings, and including the meditational methods. However, tonight's focus was really on mental illness from Campbell's point of view, and in general, when we're talking about applying meditational methods to result in benefit for people who do suffer from mental illness, then we're talking about, we are emphasizing the temporary or proximate benefits of the meditation tradition. But clearly the more ultimate aims are something that can and ideally would also be strived towards.
Can we have one last question? Okay, 2, but keep it very short, please.
Sorry, Campbell Buche. 금kam상 nga songung ga rep kong ni ono ga tan dani dar injina ochi hopsu ukor dani hopjong ikono yin dani ta terang ni nga jizgo no ta terang ga diga khoi chiknang tun tang ria chezg me krang tarang ga hopsu ukor ga ti jong ikono ta nga jizgo no ta dar injina ochi uknang ni injina sipama azda lo nga ta lo trg tmus ktani ta gombi na song ta chi chilkakur lobjon lini te ko ta nga rang yong no goti ga gom dia ga nang gomba na injina yang ta lo ni sim tmus kangani ta sei lo nga trg tmus kta samche zgta gombi na jog zgta thi tra ja zin te ko ta ta chu zonga zgre se kmetni ngan zgre ta se kmeta ta tig tang ni jina ta dar ga su khon jina si ga ta chu chil khmo mani ta chu su khon ni ta chu jong ju nang tun da tamang ni lop su ga lop chil lop su jina yang chung nyong gu ni tam zgre ta do te na check sangata jina ta chu vocal hop song da konda ta sheir kalo nga tigdmus ta siga chung diz kni ta gombi na sone chil khmo jang na ta shaga yang ji ngana ji sone ochi hop sura chinyang ni tani ta rang gi ti damba yu na ta ti gombi na sone ta changji chil kti chi jong a signi tena ta shaga kwatin
tera che su shi sa za ka tarung dana poban gare yosa che poba chomala thomar ngin dani tani samju trashi de la ji
So there's a few Tibetans who have come along tonight, and first of all, Campbell would like to offer them a heartfelt greeting and drashi dile.
Nga tsu poba ziki de merg nyong re. Tani sacha kang sona nyong zgi recommend.
The Tibetan people is it's a small nationality, not so many people, but Campbell, going around the place, has only encountered a few of them.
Yena nga tsu rni da rjong de la tani merg mambo da na tani chama ga de gyapkyur gyachimbo chekyo re.
However, in terms of the Tibetan cultural tradition, it is widely renowned and supported.
다 공급 트바데 체레제나 곰바가 난그 총총 디가 트바 조치 온데라 시르동 그 트바 랑궁uni 나텔라 그 케카즈다 닌카즈 요지레 케카드 체레제나 다 총총니 곰바가 소르긴 그 그러나 곰바랑 나타니 다 론돈 시지다나 이게임즈지다나 근쇼크 되니 총총인데 그러나 타이난 나초바가 자바 총총니 조이다나 되니 여러 로 첨보 송디 자와가 시가의 함자는 조교 때 연던제 되니 지 자와 여부 마용을 말을 신속고 도단 줄고니 나 그 곰비를 출자 막도자면 신속고 르네 메시죠 때 다리 밤카 그 제르고나 그 닌카 딘자 요크 이나양 아주 따따 보그노나 되니 자와 총총 같은 머신이나 다 당선 곰바 망치와즈 그 자와 기바초 되네 종송래 되네 로총초에 나야 지금 긴 망보즈 그 자와 심도 되네 곰바 그 자와 그 진차데 남지간에 금나 곰바즈기다 파르치르 지 학강 동안을 라마토 제면은 되네 자와 그 되네 로진의 매교 그 년카체가 요래 되네나 뭐 망보지 그다 자와 그 진무치 비체도 그 곰비나가 자와 뇽시즈 더가 요래 더 점성치래 되네 점성치도 가래 그 신속을 롭자가 나네 더 연롱 페나 다 신속을 롭자 롬장 게메고네나 파르첼로니 셰프된 줄 되네 조 자와 이거나 되네 지 신속을 땅가 더 쇼는 다나 시가 몽즈 되네 다 정글 기당 되네 구송이 더가 되네 자와 이거나 자와 남덕스 그 총총이 네가 추심단데 제가 양 추커가 조르긴 다 듣기면도 인카즈가 요래 다 점스 몽즈가 되네 당상 다리가 shirnayang tari ti chawa de lobcher gi man chu chokoyo marda yenayang ji changme tela dorno shi ko ji gimsen den ra yensare.
Campbell said that there are advantages and disadvantages to sending young children to the monastery at such a young age. The advantages are clearly that it enables a young child to engage in memorization and learning and have their personality as a monk shaped very well from a young age. Obviously, on the other hand, it does mean that they're not being exposed to secular education, and it means that they're quite uneducated and perhaps not particularly competent in these realms. However, the reason, I guess, in Tibet that young children have been entered into monasteries at a quite young age in recent times, there has been a period of time when lineages were facing great danger of breaking, and monasteries essentially being empty. And so from that point of view, there was a real need for monks actually, and of course older members of the older monastic generation also dying. So from that point of view, there was a reason for a monastic population to be introduced. And then secondly, there is the issue that if people become monks or become ordained after they've, say, finished their middle school education or something like that, by this stage they've already been exposed to quite a lot of mundane influences, as it were. And so this doesn't necessarily make for the best conditions to really generate the desire to practice religion, etc. So even though we can see that there are pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages, the reasons for entering young children into the monastery in recent times have been these.
Very, very quick, please.
我刚刚听那个咒语的时候，我听了声音，但是我没有明白什么意思。然后我就想，那只是把声音说出来有用呢，还是明白了心里想的那些好的东西，想的那些才会有用？然后我想到我奶奶，其实她喜欢佛，但她不懂佛，她不学佛学，所以她也在那里祈祷的时候是有用的呢。那如果是有用的话，那就说明不需要懂，那就可以选择上帝，选谁都可以，为什么还要选佛？那如果一定要有用的话，那世界上大部分人他们都不懂佛学，那他们做的祈祷都没有用，那我觉得这也挺可悲的。然后我跟我一个朋友想去做金光弥撒，然后我死之后洒在我身上。那如果只要做了就有用，那我应该挺好的。但是如果做了没有用，只是一定要有那个好的想法，然后都要懂，那我觉得我也是挺完蛋的。所以我就知道到底要怎么样才能有用。
다 디초 통송 저데 옛날에 그런 거 럭바 못 보자고 그 그런 거 죽고 잖아. 대 봄에도.
Campbell said that there's a girl over there who has a question.
당에 저란 디바진데요.
Campbell will answer the question briefly.
다 ngatu njikten ga kamna gare de ngune chane ga yang nangdong ko nangdong ma ko na tari ni ba ma thonje yang gare yore yang gare de nangdong ma ko na pe na ngatu shman thonje na tene man ba ga ti man de dap charti tene man na pa ga thong jong na pa ga ti man de cha cha ga ya ko ma da inna yang de korang de la na pa de la pan yu ge yore de ne na de ga shinga gare de chu nangdong ma ko de na de la tari ga 되네 칠레를 하고 저기 결혼은 니바 부슴 속바지 요래 되네 까때 그런 이 마치나요 다리 정제 나순 직등 코리도 배 야침보다 배 양보연래
In general, in the world, we need to understand about things, how they work. But of course, there are situations where we do need to understand something in order for it to have efficacy, and in situations where it's not necessary for us to have an understanding. For example, when we take medicine, it's not necessary for us to have a pharmacological knowledge in order for the pill we are taking to have benefit. So it's essentially the same with this mantra, that it can be of benefit essentially in and of itself. However, this is something you're quite free to believe in or not believe in. The world is a big place and there is room for all kinds of ideas.
非常感恩堪布还记得我，谢谢谢谢，因为我真的举了很久，谢谢谢谢。然后我这边的太激动了，我这边的问题是这样子的，就是我对于，因为我也看了一些心理的书，然后知道了一些自爱、自我疗愈、自我治疗，就对内自我关照。但同时的话，因为在佛教中讲究大爱，讲究舍己为人，但有的时候就是我是在想是。只在意别人的感受，为了别人放弃自我的关照，为了别人放弃就是自己的感受，就是一味的为众生，还是需要对自己好，对自我自爱的一种基础上，你才能去爱别人。这是我一直以来的困惑。
我从南去过公吧，大人呐，你让的人怎么的，得咱们马切。Zimbabwe 총시 총거 양래. 근데 전 sem친 로아스이나 데라 다리 페르나 랑라 회블랑 잔데라 Zimbabwe 가와 데 치진 치가 양래. 데네나 그 시럽고 다랑 당전지기도 메바 까모레. 레다 있나요? 다리 떡바 모시니나 데네 nga 지기도 직된 그 퐁초 탐치가 지마다 등거 탐치금 존이 대전도는 또 경기 탐측 그 랑진 잔즈 임바 신이나 근데 럼지 근데 랑 잠바드면나 랑거 등물도 맨로래 근데 싫던 거다 닥즈이근 잠바즈 요래 때 맞추 산기 배운 거 말다 옛날 때라 타르치빈 잠바드 메소니나 근데 럼지 달란 잠바준다 잔락치니나 잔락치 요온도 또 요온던 탐측금 존에 있나래 Tenina, Deni Varna, the Gumjiratan, Zapos Tela, Jeptu Sanotana, Tia, San Tamchatorion.
In general, we are orienting ourselves to lessening our clinging to self and orienting ourselves towards the benefit of others. In fact, there's a very profound connection between these two premises. That we have clinging to the self, to our own ego, is it's a fact of being an ordinary human being. But in actual fact, through deep contemplation on essentially our selflessness, etc., it's possible for us to gradually lessen our clinging, in fact, to our egos. And this process actually is connected to very much with the benefiting of others.
So we would like to thank Khenpo Rinpoche very, very much for his talk, for the teachings he's given us. Also to thank everybody who's helped in organising this and making it work. But especially we wish Khenpo Rinpoche a very good, beneficial trip in Europe and the West and a very long continuation of his teaching. Thank you.